After the first video, I didn't expect that kind of response. Seriously, thanks. A lot of you pointed out even more obscure Diablo-style games from the late 90s. So today, we're continuing the journey. More forgotten clones, more weird experiments, and some genuinely fascinating ideas. All from that short window between Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. We listened to your comments, we dug even deeper, and these are 6 more Diablo-inspired games that tried to capture the magic before the genre evolved forever. Let's start with Corum III, Chaotic Magic. A Korean-developed action RPG released in 1999 and a sequel to Corum II. What makes it interesting is its character system. Instead of controlling a single hero, you can switch between 3 different characters, each with unique strengths. Not at the same time, but dynamically during gameplay. The story takes place in the land of Moron, where you're trying to revive the 9th Dark Lord Maxliam, whose soul is trapped inside a magical sword. Also worth mentioning, this game shipped on 3 CDs, and one of them dedicated entirely to the soundtrack, which tells you how seriously they took the atmosphere. Next, something extremely rare, the Tainted, a sci-fi action RPG developed by a small South African studio. And when I say rare, I mean really rare. Only a few thousand copies were ever produced. No proper artwork, no manuals. Gameplay leans more into action than traditional RPG systems, making it feel faster and more combat-focused than most Diablo clones. It's one of those games that almost disappeared completely. But it's also proof that Diablo's influence reached everywhere. Now this one is wild. Relics, the Recur of Origin. At first glance, it looks like a Diablo clone. Isometric view, mouse controls, dungeon exploration. But then you realize what the game actually is. You don't play as a hero, you play as a spirit. And instead of leveling up yourself, you possess corpses, animals, humans, even aliens. Each body has different stats, abilities, and even factions. And if you possess the wrong body in the wrong area, everything might attack you. The game is completely non-linear, with up to 25 different endings, but it's also brutally unforgiving. Limited saves, harsh progression, weird, ambitious, and way ahead of its time. Next up, Dark Secrets of Africa, and this one feels very different. You play as a historian in 1876, exploring Africa in search of ancient artifacts. But things quickly turn supernatural. You're dealing with cults, ancient gods, and some seriously strange enemies, including cursed spider-like creatures. Unlike Diablo, this game is slower and more methodical. It focuses heavily on exploration, resource management, even things like torches, water, and medicine. You can also build a party of up to 6 characters, which adds a more tactical layer to battle. It's less about speed and more about survival. Now this one goes big. Akuma, Demon Spawn. The premise is classic. Someone awakens Satan, and now demons are everywhere. Your goal? Find the blood sword and seal him back in hell. But the gameplay twist is where it gets interesting. You control 3 characters at the same time, in real time, each with different abilities. A magician, a warrior, and an archer-style fighter. It creates a fast, chaotic combat system that feels very different from Diablo's slower pace. The game also features level scaling, so enemies get stronger as you do, which keeps the challenge consistent. Not perfect controls could be rough, and the story is a bit generic. but definitely ambitious. And finally, the standout, Darkstone. This is one of the most well-known Diablo clones of the era, and for good reason. First, it's fully 3D. You can rotate and zoom the camera freely, which was a big deal at the time. You also control two characters instead of one, switching between them while the AI handles the other. There are multiple classes, randomized dungeons, quests, and loot. So every playthrough feels different. And then there's the hunger system. Yes, your characters actually need to eat to survive. The story revolves around an evil monk turned dragon, and your quest to rebuild a powerful artifact to defeat him. But one of the most memorable things? The theme song, The Darkstone Will Shine. You can actually hear it in-game, played by musicians in town, for a gold coin. That alone makes it unforgettable. These were 6 more Diablo-inspired games, from that brief but fascinating era before Diablo II. Some were innovative, some were flawed, and some were completely forgotten. But together, they showed just how fast the genre was evolving, and how many ideas were being tested before everything changed. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe to my channel, and if you want, we will move on to the next season. In the first 5 years after Diablo 2 was released from 2000 to 2005. Until then, have a good time and be healthy and dedicated to whatever you do.